all butch today. I haven't even had a shave. I haven't had a shave. And do you know what? You know, I always tell you that I do try and dress up and look sort of fairly reasonable for our little YouTube viewers. Good evening to you, and those of you, of course, watching on current TV. But I noticed because this programme is not, fortunately, with my looks, in high definition, okay, I don't have to worry so much about ironing the shirt. Now, the shirt I've got on today, if I can describe, it's like it's like orange stripes, very summery. I tend to bring out things like that to try and make myself warmer, so as not to have to turn the heating on. Okay, I kind of fool my mind into thinking that the shirt is keeping me warm, and actually it does work. It's all in the mind, you see, dear. It's all in the mind. It really is. Anyway, today I became aware that I had forgotten to properly iron it. Well, forgotten to iron it at all, to be honest. But looking at the computer screen, because it's not in high definition, I don't think you can actually see that I haven't ironed it. Anyway, if you are watching the YouTube and you can tell, please let me know, and I shall go back to the iron. I'm a lazy sod, ain't I? When I think about, what about you? Do you iron everything at home? My mum would iron sheets and pants and knickers. Obviously, I didn't have the knickers. I am a real man. I wouldn't be wearing women's clothes, dear. What's all that about? There's something very odd about people that go around wearing women's knickers and things. It really is. David Beckham didn't he? He wears his wife's knickers. I don't get that at all, I'm sorry. Don't make sense to me. But what about you? Do you iron everything? Do you iron your sheets, and why? What is the point in ironing sheets? Pray tell and let me know. Hello, my name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk. There's an email address to join in. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Do you iron your own? Do you iron everything? Those of you with pets. Dogs, cats, goldfish, budgerigars. Do you sometimes look at them and think, oh, looking a bit creased up today, and just quickly perhaps run the iron over one of them? Do you iron everything in your home? Why do you iron sheets? I just don't get it. I really don't. Especially with the flannelette ones, because it doesn't look any different when you've ironed them anyway, does it? Mum would stand there for, 2 hours a week or more with a great big pile of ironing on the settee in our home in Roehampton. And she'd iron a lot, and then it'd be nicely folded and put over the chair at the end, and then she'd put everything away. Me, it comes out of the washing machine. I hang it over the banister so I don't have to turn on the tumble dryer. Then I put it away. I was, up to today, ironing all my shirts for the show. But since checking back on the little video screen, it seems that somehow the video side of things doesn't show up unironed shirts. Look, I've saved myself some time. But if you can notice that it does need a bit of an iron, do let me know, okay? The email address, once again, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I am quite butch today because I haven't had a shave for a couple of days. Now, I don't think you can actually see this, okay? But let me have a look at my screen over there. Yeah, actually you can. I've got a little bit of facial hair growing out of me. Is it doing anything for you? Huh? Is it doing anything for you? Because I've got to change my image, I think, now. Because, as you know, I've had to dump Justin Timberlake. I'm sorry, someone better's come along. I waited and waited and waited for the telephone to ring, dear. But it never rang. So I've now moved on from Justin Timberlake to Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm wondering if he watches this show. At any moment now, this phone will ring. Hi. We'll have a foreign accent, won't it? Hi. I can't do foreign accents. Hi, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. Just going to pop round in my Bentley. Would you like a ride? Well, it would be the Bentley, because he's got a load of different cars. But if you're watching the show, Christiano, and I've got a choice, I would rather have something a bit classy like a Bentley, rather something vulgar like that one you smashed up a few days ago. Do try to drive a little bit more carefully, dear. Don't want to ruin those pretty boy looks, do we, eh? So there we are. I haven't had a shave today, looking quite butch. Katie was actually in. Oh, by the way, the cough's a bit better. I know I coughed then, but it's a lot better than it was on the last show. It sort of improved within a day. So there we are. Katie was actually in here earlier, and she sat on the. I've got a stool next to me there. Not that there's anyone else that comes in the studio. Look, I'll show you. Hang on a minute. Okay, the stool is just another receptacle for bits of paper everywhere in this blooming studio. It's once again, I have got just bits of paper all over the place. I don't know what your office or your perhaps you've got a little piece of your home that you dedicate to doing all bits of paper and things like that. And once again, I'm disappearing under a sea of bits of paper. Usually, once a month, I'll come in here and then clear out. I'll go through everything, stuff that I've read and what have you. It's very easy, unfortunately. Sometimes when you ring emails that you kindly send in, it's very easy to, if you don't throw it away as soon as, because you've seen me throwing bits of paper away. As soon as I've read an email, I mean to throw the bit of paper away. And not only that, but delete it from the computer screen as well. Otherwise, I do tend to repeat myself, as you well know, dear. Okay, so there we are. I don't know if she's coming back again. Katie? She might not come back, but she was sitting on that chair, and I was typing away on my keyboard, getting the show ready today. And all of a sudden, she jumped up onto the desk and started wandering across to the keyboard. Oh, bless. Now, the asthma, I'm afraid the asthma has come back minor. What would you say, minorly? A little bit. It's come back a little bit. Regular listeners and viewers to the show will know that the cat, I've only got one now. Oh, we've got some more lovely emails from people coming up talking about Tiny, my other cat that I lost, nearly 2 weeks ago now. But I have another cat, Katie. She used to be only allowed into the kitchen area, but now she's got the full run of the house, and indeed she sleeps next to me, right next to me there. The reason they weren't allowed in the house was because I had an asthma problem. Well, this seems to have cleared up for a while, but I noticed the last couple of days I am sort of huffing and puffing a little bit again, so I might have to restrict her to the kitchen again, which I really don't want to do, to be honest, because now, of course, she's got the run of the house. She sleeps on the settee downstairs when I go to work. I have noticed, I think she's become too comfortable, actually, the cat, right? Because she hardly goes out now. She only goes out to go wee, or whatever, and then she comes back in again and goes back onto the settee and sleeps. She used to be out for ages, hunting. They go hunting, don't they? Looking for gifts for their owners. And last night, she woke me up twice. It's all right when I come to bed, right? So I get into bed, very, very, within a couple of minutes, she comes up, jumps on the bed, does a little meow, and then walks up and down me a couple of times, and then settles, curls up and goes to sleep. Well, she always wakes me up twice in the night. I don't know why. I feel her suddenly start walking up to my face. What about all those old wives' tales you get, didn't you? That you shouldn't have a cat too near to your face in case they suck the air out of your mouth. What a load of rubbish that is, isn't it, eh? Poor little thing. Oh, she blooming woke me up twice last night, meowing. Meow, meow, and then wants attention, you see. I wish she'd just settle there for the 6 or 7 hours that I'm asleep. Do you sleep with your pets? You know my sister. Right, well, they all sleep on the same bed. I'm not joking. There's her husband, right? There's a cat that sleeps in between them both, right? And 3 dogs that sleep on the end of the bed, and there's another 2 cats that jump on when they want. The whole lot of them are on the same bed. God's sake. I mean, I like my space in my bed, don't you? How many pets can you get? How many pets do you have in your bed, I wonder? I know Susan, near Dallas. She's got a great big bobcat. He sleeps with her. But I mean, that's only one pet, isn't it? She's got them all on the bed. I don't know. So that's the news there. All right. Okay, let's once again move on quickly to the emails today. This is a lovely... Oh, dear. I think I've lost a page. 1 minute. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, dear me. 1 minute. I hope I've got the other bit of this because it's a here, lovely. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, thank the Lord for that. I thought I'd lost one of those pages. Now, this is a lovely story from Yellow. Okay, Yellow, who's in the States. Here we go. Hello. Just heard the last part of your show a few days ago about you and one of your cats, Tiny. Wanted to share a story with you since you shared that experience with us. I have no beliefs in life after death, being an atheist. However, I had a dog named Abby, short for Abigail, spelt A-B-B-Y. Beautiful and most loyal to me, one of the gifts of my entire lifetime. Sort of considered her my child. We lived together for 11 years. I took her across country. I live in the US. From the East Coast to the West Coast, to the Northwest, back to the East Coast, making lots of stops along the way. She normally hated going into water until I went first. She had also been born with a genetic spinal disease that led her to have extensive healing with, left her not quite so flexible, but not in any pain. I took her to the beach in San Francisco. The waves at the water's edge were 8 feet tall. There was a man there throwing sticks into the waves. His dog would jump into the waves and disappear for at least 20 or so seconds. This would make my heart stop, thinking something bad had happened to the dog. Then, miraculously, the dog would reappear, triumphant, clenching the stick in his mouth and pridefully swimming back to his master. Surprisingly, my Abby went nuts at the sight of this. She pranced around me, shamelessly begging to join this other dog in its activities. Holding my breath, I said yes. Hours later, even after the man and the other dog had left, I had to literally drag her from the beach to get her back into my car. It was quite a sight. I promised her that one day I would bring her back to that beach to enjoy it once again. We were en route to Portland, Oregon. Abby died several years later. At the time of her death, we were living in Atlanta. I had never gotten the chance to take her back to that beach. I had her body cremated. 2 years after her death, and now living in Chicago, Illinois, I took some of her ashes out to San Francisco in search of that exact beach. After driving all but half a day to find it, I was successful. I took her ashes out to the beach and put them in the water. I said a little something to her, and for the memory of her, and that was that. I was surprised that I was not overcome emotionally, but you can't fake these sort of things. As I walked back to my car, there was a small water bath to rinse off from. There, a woman and her 3 children were rinsing off their feet. I paused to let them finish so that I could rinse my feet as well. As soon as I started to rinse my feet, the woman started to yell at one of her children. "Abby," she said, "you better come here and rinse those feet again. You always get so much sand in the car. I was stunned for a moment. I said to the woman, "Did you just say Abby?" She said, "Yes, that's my daughter's name." I replied, still in shock, "Abby? As in A-B-B-Y?" She said, "Yes, really it's Abigail, spelt A-B-B-I-G-A-I-L, but we call her Abby." That's when all emotions came to the forefront of my entire being. I started crying and told her what I'd just done, that I'd flown from Chicago just to place her ashes on and in that beach because I never got the chance to take her back to that beach while she was still alive. She looked at me as if I was nuts. But at that moment, just that moment, I felt like Abby was licking the side of my face and saying, "Thanks. You kept your promise." We're animals just as our pets are. I'm no PETA freak, nor am I vegan. However, it's respectable that you are allowing yourself to feel something, anything during the time of your pet's passing. You are alive and in touch. That's admirable. Thanks for letting me share. And that's from Yellow. Isn't that a lovely story? I'm sure there are many, many people listening or watching this show now who have stories of pets and indeed other human beings that have made their presence felt to you after they've passed to something else, somewhere else. I don't know. Have you? Do you want to share it with us? A couple of years ago, I told a couple of stories. The one that sticks in my mind more than any other is directly after my father's funeral, when I was sitting in his armchair. Mum was running around the house. This would have been 1996. Mum was running around the house doing what Mum always did, looking after people. Sandwiches, cups of tea and all this business. We'd just buried my dad and we'd come up to my mum's house for the wake. And I remember sitting in his armchair, and I was aware that my uncles were behind me and aunts and people. And I sat in the chair, and suddenly I felt what I thought was my uncle suddenly put both his hands on my shoulders and push down hard. I turned around and there was no one there. And the interesting part of that is, this was not your typical ghost story where it's the middle of the night and you're sitting in a room on your own and something happens. The room was full of people. Full of people. This would have been 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Do you see? That's my strongest experience of something trying to... Well, I say something. It wasn't something at all, was it? My dad making his presence known to me. And my dad wasn't... We weren't closey, you know what I mean. But he was my dad. I was, I suppose, closer to my mum, but isn't that typical for boys to be closer to their mums? I'm not quite sure why that is. But that's mine. I've had a few other little bits and pieces. Excuse me a minute. But that's the one that really sticks with me all the time. I wonder if you've got any experiences like that and you want to share them with us. Could be a pet. Could be a human. Or something else, I don't know. Share on with us. Stories of the do we call that supernatural? I don't know. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And Yellow says at the end, P.S. I now have a ball python and an aromastic lizard. I'm assuming they will make great belts that I can wear once they pass. Oh, Yellow. You can't wear your pets after they've died. That's awful. No, you can't do that. I mean, I used to joke because Tiny, the cat that died, she's really furry, and I would joke to people that she'd make a lovely pair of slippers. Oh, it's a horrible thing, isn't it? Hello to Jade. That's Suko's daughter, who writes, Hello, Chris. Do you remember because I saw pictures of Jade and this young man? I know. And I was concerned that there was a relationship taking place there and no one had asked my permission. Jade, if you get boyfriends or anyone that wants to be your boyfriend, dear, you've got to send me the full details of what he does and all that, dear, before I give permission for you to go out with him. We have to look after our younger viewers and listeners to this show, Jade. It's a liberty, that's what you can't just go out, with people we don't know, dear. Where will it all end? I must have permission. Oh, I must give permission first. I need to know everything about them, not just that, and the family background. You can't go out with people whose parents have been in prison or anything like that, dear. All right? Anyway, after mentioning that a few shows ago, Jade writes, Hi Chris, don't worry, I don't have a boyfriend, and the blonde boy in the picture that my mum sent you was a picture of me and someone from the cast of 13, the musical that closed. But, well, there you go then. That's it, you see. Proof that he wouldn't be any good, because clearly he can't hold down a job. He's starred in something that has closed. Well, that's no good to you, Jade. You need a boyfriend with a regular job, dear. There's plenty of lovely bus drivers out there. You need a boy with a regular job. Not someone in show business, dear, who just sits there talking to people on stages and at video cameras all night long. Oh, is that me? I don't know. Anyway, this boy's name is Eamon. And I'm not going out with anyone. My dad would flip if I was. Well, I should hope so as well, dear. Cheeking it, eh? Terrible. Thank you, Jade. And Jade also writes, have you read the book Twilight? No, never seen it. What's it about, dear? She says it's the best book ever. It's a vampire romance novel. It's really good, or at least I think it is. A vampire. Vampire. Do you know what, Jade? I have to tell you this. When I was very young, 8, 9, 10. No, hang on. What age did it start happening? I think it was about 10 or 11. My teeth were sticking out. They used to call me Bucktooth at school. Don't laugh! Oh, don't blooming laugh! They used to have a nickname, Bucktooth, at school. Yes, Bucktooth. Oh, because my teeth used to stick out. That's when I had all the braces and all that. And then I was transformed by the dentist to the beautiful creature that you can see sitting here before you today. Thank you, Jade. Now, who's this? Look, someone I haven't heard from for some time now. Look. Hello, Chris. This is Lance from Ohio. I used to listen to you a few years back at work before they blocked streaming radio. Oh, aren't they boring, these companies? Some of them, they got no sense of fun. All they want to do is sit there and make more money. I mean, how boring is that? Can't sit there listening to our little shows. Anyway, Lance says, you read a couple of emails on air when you were doing the radio thing a while ago. Nice to see you on Facebook, and nice to see you too as well, Lance. Thank you very much for the email. Don't be a stranger. So you can watch as well as listen now. It's all very clever, dear. All very clever. And over to Australia. Good day, Chris. It's Chris from Victoria, Australia here. And I just wanted to let you know how sad I am for you and the loss of your cat, Tiny. I've been there before and felt as if I have lost a child. Yeah, well, I mean, you do, don't you? Pets do become part of your family. I pray for you, my friend, to help ease your sadness at this time by knowing she has gone to a much better place where she is happy and no longer in any pain. Sometimes memories are all we have and all that matters in this world. So Tiny will always be with you. And I like to think watching out over you now with her paws wrapped around you. Oh, don't make me cry, Chris. Ain't that a nice thought, eh? Katie, when she's sitting on my chest, her paws sometimes are right up here. It's nice, isn't it? We love our pets. Take care of yourself from Chris in Victoria. Thank you, Chris. Lovely to hear from you, sir. What's the weather like there at the moment? It must be pretty hot in Australia at the moment, I guess. Aren't you in summer now? Or about to? Yeah, you must be in the middle of summer now. Or it doesn't half get hot in Sydney in summer. Oh, I've heard stories about that. You see, the only time I've ever been to Australia is in June. And you've got your autumn coming into winter there. It's a lovely time to actually be in Sydney. Sometime like... Oh, here she is. Come on, girl. Come on, darling. Do you want to come up this time and say hello? Katie? See if I can get her on the stool for you. 1 minute. Katie! Come on. Up you come. You want to come up and say hello? Huh? Where are you? We've got boxes here. Here she is. Oh, dear. What did you do then? Here we are. Katie's in the house. There you are, darling. You all right? There you are, baby. You can't see her now. She's actually settled. Oh, she's gone. Now she's gone. Oh, you can't win, can you? You try and make your friends stars and they don't want to know. Hello to Deck. He's up in Scotland, I think. Sorry to hear about Tiny's... Tiny was watching Saturday's show last week and had a few tears in my eyes thinking of you. Oh, no! Don't think of me, Deck. Think of her. Think of her. But like people say, you know, funnily enough, I was thinking about it last night in bed when I saw how. What do you want, dear? Come in if you want to come in, darling. She does like attention, Katie. That's the big difference between Katie and Tiny. Tiny did not want attention at all. This one needs constant stroking and talking to and what have you. Yeah, it brings tears in my eyes when I remember seeing her sitting there and she was soaked. And I realise now it wasn't soaked just sitting in her wee. Because she wasn't moving, she was just in the bed sitting in a way. I think it might have been sweat as well. She was just sweating. Poor thing. Here's someone I haven't heard from for a long time now. Ian on Tibby Island. Hello, Ian, in the States. Hi, Chris. Sorry to hear about the news about Tiny. My thoughts and prayers are with you at this moment. And that's from Scotty. Nice to hear from you, Scotty. And Scotty, I've got to tell you, I was in a I was visiting someone in hospital a couple of days ago, and while I was in the waiting to see them, there was like a little waiting room, and they had a magazine about Macs, you know, Macintosh computers, and I picked it up, and there was this whole section about video making and all that, and I was very impressed. Now, what was is it iMovie? I think the software was called iMovie. And it actually looks ever so easy to use. I mean, I don't need to use something that myself because, I mean, you know, recording this show, all I do is look at a camera, talk for an hour, and then that's it. Add a bit at the beginning, add a bit at the end, and that's all I do. I don't need special effects or anything like that. So I wouldn't need something like that with all the bits and pieces on it. But it did look ever so easy to use, that software, iMovie. And presumably that's what you use, because I know Scott makes a lot of video stuff as well. Okay, let's hello to Lazy B. Hi, Chris. Lazy B, checking in. Just wanted to know you were in my thoughts lately over your loss. All my best friends. All my best. Sorry, all my best, my friends. Get it right, Christopher. Thank you, Lazy B. Don't hear from you enough, my darling. We need more chatting from you, darling, all right? More chatting. And Doug. Hello, Doug. Sorry to hear about Tiny, but she will always live on in our memory. Well, she's still on the end of the film there, of course, until I redo it at some point this year. You know, the little film I play at the end of the show. Anyway, your talk got me thinking about my own pets that have passed on. And it was the good and fun times I had with them that came to mind. Take care from Doug. Yeah, you should always, I think, always try and remember the good times. A lot of the bad times, I think, your kind of mind sort of forgets them on its own, doesn't it? You don't need to sort of purposely remember. Although I have to say, I think when your parents go, I think you do remember all the bad things that you ever did as a child. Can you think? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I brought it up now. Now there's all these people crying. Oh, you know what I mean. Suko writes, I thought Tiny had been your mother's cat. I got Katie and Tiny mixed up. Hope you're coping well. You did the right thing. Her quality of life was gone. Once they stop eating and stop grooming themselves, it's a sign. She told you she was ready in her own way. So there we are. So thank you, Suko. It's a nice little letter there, my darling. Let's see. Where are we going to now? That's it. I'm getting a bit confused today. Give me the email address again, okay? Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Oh, I know. Where's the letter from Kath in North Wales? I think I've left it downstairs, Kath. Oh, dear. Kath, where's your letter? Look, don't worry, darling. That was the other thing. Do you know what? I'm going to have to go downstairs and get some. No, let me do this. Let me do these other emails first. And then I'll go down because I've got a box to open today. And I know there's a little letter down there from Kath. I can't remember. Was it a personal? I think it was a personal one, though, wasn't it, Kath? But just to let you know, I did get that, my darling. And I shall check later on to see if I should read that out maybe on the next show, all right? So thank you, Kath in North Wales. Here he is. It's Matty in Tasmania. Hello, Matty. He says, hi, Chris. Happy New Year to you and all the planet listeners of United Kingdom Talk, and to any aliens that not live on planet Earth. Yes, they're all listening to this show, Matty. I know it might sound but they do. This show is broadcast to all corners of the galaxy. Aliens are listening, and they are plotting their attack. Arr. Do you like that film War of the Worlds? Not the dreadful remake with Tom Cruise. Oh, that was awful, wasn't it? Did you watch that? The original version of War of the Worlds is fantastic. That remake, did anyone agree on that? I don't know. The version that Tom Cruise did, was it either the year before last? I think it was. It was awful. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful, the remake with Tom Cruise. And that's when, of course, aliens have been watching our planet for ages, and they come to attack and try and take it over. And at the end of the film, of course, they all die because some little bacteria or virus gets into them. Matty says, I saw a movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still. It was a good movie. It starred Keanu Reeves and Jennifer Connelly in it. No, I haven't seen that version. Of course, that was a remake as well, I think. And again, the original was very good. What was it I saw the other day? Journey to the Centre of the Earth. I was so annoyed. Now, I've seen the original that they did a remake of that. And it got about halfway. I set my recorder, you see. And I think I recorded it something like on the Tuesday. And eventually I watched it on the Friday, the recording, right? And what happened, it got halfway through the film and then it cut off and says, part 2 is tomorrow. Well, that would have been Tuesday. So part 2 was on Wednesday. But I didn't realise that. So when I watched it on Friday, I've only seen half the blooming film, haven't I? I should love to go and get that one. But that was quite good. And as I say, that was a remake. Yeah. I haven't made snowball cookies yet because Suko sent Matty a recipe for snowball cookies. Matty is learning to cook. His mum's teaching him to cook, which is a very useful thing to do, Matty. You don't want to be having to buy out fast food all the time. It's not good for you anyway. Matty says, in my New Year's resolution, I plan to do more cooking and more walking for at least an hour before I go to work. Well, that's a good thing. I didn't do a New Year's. I don't think I did a New Year's resolution this year, did I? No, I couldn't think of anything that I should or shouldn't do, really, to be honest. Is it too late to do a New Year's resolution, do you think? Okay, I'm going to do one now, okay? This year, I want to cut down on the club work that I do. That's in pubs and venues. And I want to concentrate more on doing these little chats that we do. That's what I want. There's my New Year's resolution. Bit odd, that one, isn't it, really? I need to make some changes. Matty says, today I saw the Morris dancers in town. Oh, they're very strange, they are. Running around in those white suits and shaking bells all over the place, dear. What's all that about? I don't get it. I just don't. Do you get it? I just don't get it, I see. He says, I like seeing their dance. First time to see something that is better. I also love the costumes and the bells they are wearing. They are English, some from England, I think, and some from New Zealand, and some from mainland Australia. Morris dancers. It's all a bit odd, really, isn't it, eh? So I will be busy, my friend, because I like to learn to cook things so that I don't have to ask someone for help. Well, Matty, I mean, you can read, can't you? I can recommend a cookbook, actually. Delia Smith. Okay? Delia Smith. And I'll tell you why. She does basic cooking. None of this mucking about with sauces and spices and all this business. Delia Smith does basic cooking. And what's the book? Look, let me go downstairs a second. Oh, hang on. Is the box already up here? What's this? Oh, no, that's not it, is it? Look, can you hang on a second? Right, 1 minute. I'll be back in a minute. I've got 2 things to get. I want to get Delia Smith's cookery book and my my box from Susan. Well, 1 minute. I'll be back in a second. Coming up the stairs now. Oh. That's better. I'm a bit unfit at the moment, to be honest, I think. Oh, I can't get in the door. A minute. Oh, there's my box. Right. That's better. Okay, Matty, yes. Now this is it. Here's the cookery book. Delia Smith's Complete Cookery Course. Now, this book has been out a while, actually. Oh, it's a BBC book. Okay. Now, it says on the back here, Delia Smith's Complete Cookery Course, the book that has taken the pride of place on everyone's kitchen shelf, has now been completely revised and updated to become the cookery Bible for the 90s. Oh, it's quite old. All right. It says it contains all the established favourites, such as flaky fish pie, Christmas pudding, secrets of crunchy roast potatoes. All right, so it's quite basic. And I think that would be the one for you to get there, Matty, okay? There we are. Delia Smith's Complete Cookery Course, okay? I'm here to help my... Oh, I've got hiccups now. Shut up, hiccups. Coughing hiccups, dear me. Matty says, I'm sorry for my late email, but I'm catching up with your shows, as I've tried to download it at the end of the month period, but it was too slow. Oh, yes, Matty is on... his internet is on... He's in Australia, Tasmania, and I think it's on some sort of restriction there. It's not like... They can't download as much as they want, like I can, for example. So I think it slows down after they've downloaded so much. I'm not quite sure. He says, but now at the moment, internet is a little bit faster than at the end of the month. It takes probably 7 hours to download 1 hour of the show. Blimey. And with the start of the month, it's like a little bit faster, in more like an hour. Wait, and then it will be ready. Oh, I see. Yeah. So, yeah, I understand. He says, and if the internet plays up, you sometimes don't know if it's still downloading, then you have to restart the downloading again. Don't you just push the play button then? I don't know how that works for you. I also noticed people that use Firefox, when it is sort of loading the internet page, disappears on the toolbar, and then it gets frustrating. I don't know how that works, Matty. You're talking beyond me, I'm afraid. And I'm also a person that would not like to be on the dole. Oh, do you remember that? Yeah, we were saying that a while ago now. We were talking about people that... Well, no one in specifically, but we're talking about people that they don't want to work. They don't want to work. They don't want to work because they get enough money from the government. And I was saying that it's something that I just couldn't do. I couldn't just sit there. I don't need to work, get money from the government. And it's my opinion that unless there's something medically wrong with you, you shouldn't get a blooming penny. It might sound a bit harsh. People say there are no jobs. We can't find a job. There are cleaning jobs. Okay? If I couldn't do the jobs I was doing now, I would go and clean floors. I would do something for my money. I really would. Where is the pride in going down to a post office, signing a bit of paper and taking money? Where's the pride in that? I just cannot get my head around people that are like that. Really can't. Anyway, Matty says, I'm also a person that would not like to be on the dole. I like to work and earn money. I have never worked full-time, but would like to. I am a person that is not slack. I kind of feel a little bit better now, just after Christmas. Good. I don't know, but I think the prescription tablets that I was taking were making me feel tired and lazy to do things. But then the doctor changed the dose of the tablets. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. So that's made a difference because you were tired a lot of the time, were you? Okay. I also sometimes ride my bike with my mum, go to the beach and ride on the sand. That must be very hard, isn't it, riding a bicycle on sand? Don't the wheels keep getting caught? Or is it like a hard sand, is it? I don't know. I remember when I went to Australia 2 years ago, And I had this dream of jogging along the beach. But I found it was one of the most hardest things, because as you put your foot down as you're running, it sinks into the sand. And it was impossible. I wanted to run around the beach like they do on Baywatch, but it was not possible, I'm afraid. He says, on some areas of the sand on the beach, anyway, look, I should have read this first. You can sink, and some areas you can ride smoothly. Like, it's hard to ride on the white sand, but when it comes to the wet sand from the ocean, it's a lot harder. Ah, so that's the secret then. So you cycle along the wet bit, do you? Okay. I made a chocolate ripple cake for Christmas. Oh. But the only thing I didn't do was make the cream. And what do you mean you didn't make the cream? You just don't you just open and pack it for that, don't you? Cream? You don't make cream. You open the thing and just pour it on, don't you? He says, and with those hats that you've been talking about on the last few shows, you know, the ones with the pigtails, I personally don't like them. If I were a man wearing them, someone might think that I'm a lady. Like me, I would never grow long hair. I am a man, not a lady. I will never grow long hair. I will have it lawn down with a lawnmower. For Christmas, I'd got a National Geographic thing, which is basically like a globe, and it tells you about the stars and the planet and the sun. But I haven't played it yet. Yeah, those I noticed that actually in the supermarket, not the supermarket, in the department store near me. I have a large department store called Bentley's. And around the Christmas time, they had a whole section of National Geographic gifts, which were also very well priced as well. It was something like £10 or £15 maximum for one of these gifts. And they were very interesting. They all seemed to try and teach you about something. Very impressed with those gifts there. Matty says, I got 2 PlayStation 2 games. One called Kung Fu Panda, which I've heard of, and the other one called Scalar. And also got the movie called Kung Fu Panda. It was a good movie. What else? Junk food, 2 cinema vouchers. Oh, and a Britain book, one of those expensive books with lots of pictures and reading in it. He says, I hope the ulcers and your mouth gets better. Yes, it seems to have got better now. I would, if I would go to see another dentist, which I did do indeed. I don't think it's right to go every few hundred times. So I hope you're getting high spirits for the new year, my friend. He said he loved the Christmas decorations around Christmas and the video of Bracknell Shopping Centre, which is, of course, it's not there now because we've moved away from Christmas. Next time, Chris, please get a Christmas tree like the one in Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Christmas vacation movie. Plus, with your furry friends in the tree to spy on you, then attack you. I mean the squirrels. Yes. I saw another one today walking across the garden. Dear me. No, just joking, he says. And you can light up your house like on your roof. Please, I will cry if you don't. There should be fireworks in your house. And when you do the show outside in the garden with the lights all bright and nice. When do you plan to do your show down in Bracknell Forest with the owls? Yeah, we were going to do that. But then it got cold and I thought, ooh, no. Chris don't like the cold. All right. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this, actually. Let's move back a bit. I'm going to knock things over here. Oh, the you know the little plant behind me, look. The plant behind me. The flower is starting to appear. I would have thought, it's not smelling yet, I've got a hyacinth. Some hyacinth bulbs over there on the windowsill. And there's one behind me, and they have the most beautiful smell, these hyacinth bulbs. And it's starting to come up, and it will smell beautiful. I reckon probably by the next show I'll have those up. Right, a large box has arrived here. I mean, this is big. This has come all the way from America. It says, please handle with care, fragile, on this box. And it's full of those little things that... Oh, Oh, silly me. It's full of those little polystyrene things, you see, to stop things getting broken. And Katie the cat, she had her head in here and she got one of these out and started playing with it. Anyway, this has come all the way from Susan in Dallas. And it's bits and pieces that she got for me when she went to visit the South Fork Ranch in Dallas. Look at this. First of all, we've got a little carrier bag there, little bag. It's got, you see, it's got South Fork stickers on it. And this is fantastic because I was a great fan of Dallas in the 80s. Now, what have we got here? Oh, we got oh, Susan. You bought these before Tiny died, didn't you, my darling? The kitty things for the cat. Look. They're like little birds with lots of feathers. Oh, the cat. Well, Katie will play with them both. There's a one which is like orange and pink, and it's got loads of feathers, and the other one is red and orange. And as I say, it's got lots of feathers. So how does this work then? What do you do? I think you just take that off there. Let's see what she does. Katie! I don't know where she is at the moment. Katie, are you around? Susan sent you something, darling. Katie! Oh, she's not there for now. Okay, so I'll put those back in there and I shall try them out on her later, Susan. So, couple of presents for the cat. Oh, she'll be pleased. Now, what's in this? Look at South Fork Ranch bag. South Fork Ranch. You can only get this from South Fork Ranch in Dallas. I don't know what it feels like. Something to wear. I'm feeling in the bag now. Oh. In there we have... Oh, okay. So there's a little leaflet there which tells you about what you want to do if you want to visit South Fork. Experience television history and Texas hospitality at South Fork, the world's most famous ranch. Internationally recognised as the filming location for the long-running Dallas series, South Fork is open daily, year-round for guided tours of the legendary homestead and ranch. Tour the famed Ewing Mansion and relive exciting moments from the series in the Dallas Legends exhibit. See the gun that shot JR, Lucy's wedding dress and Jock's Lincoln Continental. Relax on a guided tram tour of the ranch grounds. Eat at Miss Ellie's Deli and enjoy shopping with a diverse collection of clothing. Oh, wow. And it's got all the bits and pieces on how you visit the place. I've got a T-shirt here. Look at this. Dallas 30th anniversary reunion. It's got pictures. It's a grey T-shirt, and on the back it's got a picture of the actual Dallas place. And oh, this is fantastic, Susan. It really is. Let me put these back in these. So I don't want to get rid of the bags either, because the bags have got South Fork Ranch written all over them. It's all part. It's all part of it, isn't it? Eh? Now what's this? Now this is a well. Oh, these are the plates that she shall we say got hold of while she was there. How are we doing on time? I'm running out of time here. Oh, get this open quickly. It's all. Can you hear? It's all in that bubble wrap stuff. Listen. We love it. Bubble wrap. Oh, Susan. God, I've never had so much come through the post. It's very good of you. Must have cost you a fortune to send this. But I do appreciate it, Susan. I really do, my darling. Can't get the thing open though. Let's get these plates out before we finish the show. Yes. Oh. Well, at least they haven't broken, Susan. There we are. We're in. Let me have a look. Look, plates from South Fork. Wow. Someone has sent me these in the post. Oh, I'm going to take these up to my sister next time I see her. A little side plate as well. South Fork Ranch written on them. I don't think she bought this. Is there one more thing in the bottom here, I think? As far as I know. Hang on a minute. Yep, one more thing in the bottom. Oh, now what's this? This is something you've bought, isn't it? 1 minute. Lovely, lovely things. What's this? I don't know what this is. So it's another little box. Okay, it's a brown colour. Once again, it's got the South Fork label on the top there. I've no idea what's in this. I think it must be. It might be a mug. Is it a mug? It is a mug. Oh, with a picture of the South Fork Ranch on it there. Look at that. Fantastic. Now, where am I going to put this? I can't put it on. Do you know what? I'm going to have some shelves or something built behind me here in the Mirable Studios to put these lovely things that people are so kind in sending through. And thank you so much, Susan, for these bits and pieces. I know there's another parcel on its way from you. I'm sure that arrived very soon. I'm out of time now. Thank you as always for joining me on the show today. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address. All right. Once again, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening to the show today. I'll see you on the next one. From myself, Chris Reardon. Bye bye now.